Don't miss the awesome Naruto stories my sister creates. Her last channel was hacked, so to stay in the loop, please subscribe to her new channel. It would mean a lot to her, and you won't regret it. Dear Naruto Lemon fans, I'm inviting all of you to my Boosty channel. You know that YouTube doesn't exactly approve of this kind of content, so please subscribe to my paid subscription and enjoy Naruto Lemon scenes comfortably. There are different subscription tiers from Mini Lemon to God Lemon. Those who buy the Over Naruto Lemon and God Naruto Lemon, I'll mentions in the videos. Dare. Chapter 1, Loneliness of a God. The night was eerily quiet as a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the trees surrounding Konoha. The full moon cast its silvery glow over the village, illuminating the streets with a soft, ethereal light. However, within the Uzumaki household, the atmosphere was anything but serene. Kushina Uzumaki paced back and forth in the small nursery, her eyes filled with a mixture of concern and determination. Her newborn son, Naruto, lay quietly in his crib, his tiny hands grasping at the air as if reaching for something only he could see. Despite his peaceful appearance, Kushina knew that something was different about her child, something that had already begun to change their lives in ways she could never have imagined. The attack on Konoha by the Nine Tails had been nothing short of catastrophic. The beast's rampage had left the village in ruins, its citizens reeling from the loss of so many lives. But even in the midst of the chaos, something miraculous had occurred. As the Nine Tails' massive claws descended upon the helpless newborn, a brilliant, golden light had erupted from Naruto, pushing the beast back and shielding the entire village from destruction. No one had expected such power from an infant, and in the days that followed, speculation ran rampant. Some believed it was the will of the gods, others thought it was a sign of a new era. But for Kushina, the reality was far more personal. Her son, barely a day old, had already become a beacon of hope, and a target of fear. Kushina sighed deeply as she leaned against the wall, her gaze fixed on Naruto. The villagers were wary of him, whispering behind closed doors about the child who had single-handedly repelled the Nine Tails. It wasn't long before those whispers turned into cold stares and silent accusations. Naruto was different, and in the world of shinobi, difference was often seen as a threat. As Naruto grew, so did his power. Even as a toddler, he would unconsciously tap into the divine energy within him, causing strange phenomena to occur around the village. Flowers would bloom out of season, storms would suddenly clear, and the very air around him would seem to hum with an otherworldly energy. It was as if nature itself was responding to the presence of something far greater than human. But these miracles came at a cost. The more his power manifested, the more isolated Naruto became. Children his age were kept away from him by their fearful parents, and even the adults of the village avoided him whenever possible. It wasn't long before Naruto began to sense the fear and mistrust that surrounded him, even if he didn't fully understand it. One day, as Kushina was preparing lunch, she heard a commotion outside. Stepping out to investigate, she found a group of villagers gathered around a small park near their home. At the center of the crowd stood Naruto, his tiny form dwarfed by the towering trees that surrounded him. His hands were outstretched, and a soft, golden glow emanated from his body, causing the trees to sway gently as if in a breeze. "What is he doing now?" one of the villagers muttered, a hint of fear in his voice. "Who knows? That kid's not normal, I'm telling you." "We should be careful," another whispered, his eyes never leaving Naruto. Kushina's heart clenched at their words. She pushed her way through the crowd and knelt beside her son, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "Naruto, sweetie, what are you doing?" she asked softly, her voice filled with gentle concern. Naruto looked up at her, his big blue eyes shining with innocence. "I just wanted to make the trees dance, Mama," he said, his voice filled with a childlike wonder. Kushina smiled, though her heart ached. That's very nice, Naruto. But remember, not everyone understands your gifts. You have to be careful, okay? Naruto nodded, his little face serious. Okay, mama. I'll be careful. As the golden glow faded and the trees returned to their normal state, the crowd slowly dispersed, their murmurs of unease lingering in the air. Kushina watched them go, her heart heavy with worry. She knew that Naruto's power was a blessing, but in the eyes of the villagers, it was something to be feared. Over time, Kushina tried to shield Naruto from the worst of the villagers' reactions, but she couldn't protect him from everything. The loneliness that came from being different began to weigh on Naruto, and though he never complained, Kushina could see the sadness in his eyes whenever he watched the other children play from a distance. One evening, after a particularly difficult day, Kushina found Naruto sitting alone on the porch, his small figure bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun. She sat down beside him, wrapping an arm around his shoulders. "Why don't the other kids want to play with me, Mama?" Naruto asked quietly, his voice tinged with sadness. Kushina's heart broke at the question, but she forced herself to smile, pulling him closer. "They just don't understand you yet, Naruto. But that doesn't mean they never will. You're special, and sometimes, people are afraid of what they don't understand. But I want you to know that you're not alone. You have me, and your father, and so many others who love you." Naruto looked up at her, his eyes filled with hope. "Really? Really," Kushina replied, pressing a kiss to his forehead. "And one day, you'll show them all just how wonderful you are. You'll make friends, and they'll see that your power is something to be cherished, not feared." Naruto nodded, a small smile tugging at his lips. "Okay, Mama. I'll wait for that day." As Kushina held him close, she silently vowed to do everything in her power to protect him, to help him grow into the strong, kind, and confident young man she knew he could be. But deep down, she also knew that the path ahead would not be easy. The world was not kind to those who were different, and Naruto's journey would be fraught with challenges. But no matter what, she would be there for him, his unwavering support, his guiding light in the darkness of a world that feared what it could not understand. For Naruto, her precious child with the power of a god, was destined for greatness, and she would see to it that he never faced his journey alone. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the village, Kushina held her son close, her heart filled with both hope and determination. No matter what the future held, she knew that Naruto would rise above it all, because he was more than just a child with extraordinary power. He was her son, and she would stand by him, no matter what. And so, as the night enveloped the village in its embrace, mother and son sat together, their bond stronger than ever, ready to face whatever challenges the world might throw their way. Chapter 2, First Step into the World. The sun was shining brightly over Konoha, casting a warm glow across the village. Birds chirped merrily in the trees, and the streets were filled with the bustling activity of everyday life. It was a day like any other, but for Naruto Uzumaki, it was the beginning of something new, his first step into the world beyond the safety of his home. Kushina Uzumaki watched her son with a mixture of pride and trepidation as he eagerly slipped on his sandals, his small hands fumbling with the laces in his excitement. Today was the day she had decided to introduce Naruto to a group of children his age, hoping to help him make friends and learn to socialize with others. It was a small step, but one that she knew was important for his growth. "Naruto, are you ready?" Kushina asked with a warm smile, her heart swelling with love as she watched her son nod enthusiastically. "Yeah, Mama. I'm ready," Naruto exclaimed, his bright blue eyes shining with anticipation. Kushina knelt down in front of him, adjusting the collar of his shirt and smoothing down his unruly blonde hair. "Remember what we talked about, okay? Just be yourself, and everything will be fine." Naruto nodded again, though there was a hint of nervousness in his expression. "Okay, Mama. I'll do my best." With that, they left the house and made their way to the small park where the other children were already playing. The park was a lively place, filled with the sounds of laughter and the cheerful shouts of children as they ran around, chasing each other in a game of tag. Naruto's eyes widened as he took in the scene, his excitement tempered by a flicker of uncertainty. Kushina placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Go on, Naruto. Go and introduce yourself." Naruto hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath and stepped forward, his small feet carrying him toward the group of children. Kushina watched him go, her heart pounding in her chest as she silently prayed that everything would go smoothly. As Naruto approached the group, a few of the children noticed him and stopped their game, turning to look at the newcomer. Naruto smiled shyly, raising a hand in greeting. "Hi, I'm Naruto," he said, his voice a little shaky but filled with genuine friendliness. The children stared at him for a moment, their eyes wide as they took in his appearance. A few of them exchanged glances, and whispers began to ripple through the group. Naruto's smile faltered slightly as he felt the weight of their stares, but he tried to remain optimistic. "Do you want to play with us?" one of the boys finally asked, his tone cautious. Naruto's face lit up with a grin. "Yeah. I'd love to." The boy nodded, though there was a hint of uncertainty in his eyes. "Okay, we're playing tag. You can be it first." Naruto nodded eagerly and joined the group, his heart racing with excitement. This was his chance to make friends, to be a part of something. He had seen other children playing in the park before, but he had never been able to join them. Today, though, he was determined to change that. The game began, and Naruto threw himself into it with all the energy and enthusiasm of a child who had been waiting for this moment for a long time. He chased after the other children, his laughter ringing out as he ran, his feet barely touching the ground. For a brief moment, everything felt perfect. He was just another kid playing in the park, surrounded by new friends. But then, something happened. As Naruto ran, the excitement and energy coursing through him began to build, and he felt a strange sensation rising within him. It was a familiar feeling, one that he had experienced before but didn't fully understand, a surge of power that seemed to bubble up from deep inside him, like a volcano about to erupt. He tried to ignore it, focusing on the game, but the feeling grew stronger with each passing second. His heart pounded in his chest, and the air around him seemed to thrum with energy. He could feel it building, pushing against the walls of his mind, begging to be released. And then, without warning, it happened. A burst of golden light erupted from Naruto, radiating outward like a shockwave. The children around him cried out in surprise, stumbling backward as the ground beneath their feet seemed to tremble. The sky above darkened, clouds swirling ominously as the wind picked up, whipping through the trees with a ferocity that sent leaves and branches flying. Naruto froze, his eyes wide with fear and confusion. He hadn't meant for this to happen, he had just wanted to play, to be like everyone else. But now, the game had come to a screeching halt, and all eyes were on him. "What's happening?" one of the children shouted, his voice tinged with panic. "Look at the sky. It's like a storm is coming." The other children began to back away from Naruto, their expressions a mix of fear and awe. Naruto felt a lump form in his throat as he realized what was happening. His power, the same power that had protected him as a baby and caused strange things to happen around him, was out of control again. "Naruto, stop it," another child cried, his voice trembling. "You're scaring us." Naruto's heart sank as he looked around at the frightened faces of the children he had hoped to befriend. He didn't want to scare them, he just wanted to be their friend. But now, it was clear that his power had once again set him apart, turning what should have been a joyful moment into a disaster. Tears welled up in Naruto's eyes as he struggled to suppress the power within him. He clenched his fists, willing the energy to go away, to leave him alone. But the more he fought it, the more it seemed to resist, like a wild beast refusing to be tamed. Suddenly, a pair of strong arms wrapped around him, pulling him close. Naruto looked up to see Kushina kneeling beside him, her face filled with concern and determination. She held him tightly, her presence grounding him, helping him regain control. "Shoo, it's okay, Naruto," Kushina whispered soothingly, her voice calm despite the chaos around them. "Just breathe, sweetheart. You're not alone. I'm here." Naruto clung to his mother, his small body trembling as he fought to calm the storm within him. Slowly, the golden light began to fade, and the wind died down. The dark clouds above dispersed, revealing the clear blue sky once more. The park, which had been filled with the sound of children's laughter just moments ago, was now eerily quiet. The other children stared at Naruto and Kushina, their faces pale with fear. Some of them whispered to each other, while others simply stood frozen, unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. Kushina stood up, keeping a protective arm around Naruto as she faced the group of children. Her expression was calm but firm, her eyes flashing with a warning that no one dared to ignore. "He didn't mean to scare you," Kushina said, her voice steady and authoritative. "Naruto is just like you, he wants to play and make friends. But sometimes, his power gets a little out of control. It's something we're working on together, so please don't be afraid of him." The children hesitated, their fear warring with the kindness in Kushina's words. Slowly, one of the boys stepped forward, his eyes still wide with uncertainty. Is he okay now?" the boy asked, his voice trembling. Kushina nodded, giving Naruto a reassuring squeeze. "Yes, he's okay. He's not going to hurt anyone." Naruto looked up at the boy, his blue eyes filled with apology. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you." The boy stared at Naruto for a long moment, then slowly nodded. "It's okay. I guess it wasn't your fault." Kushina smiled, relieved that the situation seemed to be calming down. "Thank you for understanding. Naruto is still learning to control his powers, but he's a good boy. He just needs a little time." The other children exchanged glances, their fear slowly giving way to curiosity. They had seen something incredible, something that both frightened and fascinated them. And while they didn't fully understand what had happened, they could see that Naruto hadn't meant any harm. One of the girls, a small, shy child with pigtails, took a tentative step forward. Do you still want to play with us, Naruto?" Naruto's eyes widened in surprise, and for a moment, he didn't know what to say. He had expected them to turn away, to reject him as they had before. But now, he saw that there was still a chance, still a hope that he could be a part of their world. Naruto glanced up at Kushina, who gave him an encouraging nod. With a small, hesitant smile, Naruto turned back to the girl and nodded. "Yeah. I'd like that." The girl smiled back, and slowly, the other children began to gather around him once more. The game resumed, though the mood was more subdued than before. Naruto joined in, his heart lighter but still burdened by the knowledge that his power was both a gift and a curse. As the children played, Kushina watched from a distance, her eyes never leaving her son. She knew that this was only the beginning, that Naruto's journey would be filled with challenges and obstacles that neither of them could fully predict. But for now, she was grateful that he had taken his first step into the world, a step that, despite the bumps along the way, had brought him closer to the connection he so desperately needed. And as the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm glow over the park, Kushina felt a flicker of hope. Naruto's path might be difficult, but he was strong, and with time, she knew he would find his place in the world. He just needed to take it one step at a time. Chapter 3, Kushina's Teachings. The morning sun bathed Konoha in a golden light, illuminating the village and signaling the start of a new day. Birds sang cheerfully as they flitted from tree to tree, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a peaceful atmosphere. For Naruto Uzumaki, it was another day filled with possibilities and the promise of growth. However, this day held something special. It was the day his mother, Kushina, had planned to teach him about controlling his extraordinary powers. Kushina had been watching Naruto closely ever since his first encounter with the other children. She knew that while his abilities made him unique, they also posed a significant challenge for him. If he wanted to fit into the world around him, he needed to learn how to harness the power within him, before it harnessed him. "Naruto, are you ready?" Kushina called, her voice filled with warmth as she stood in their backyard, which was bathed in the soft morning light. The grass was dewy, and a few colorful flowers swayed gently in the breeze. "Yeah. I can't wait," Naruto exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. He rushed outside, his blonde hair tousled from sleep, and his cheeks flushed with anticipation. Today was a big day for him, and he was determined to learn everything his mom had to teach him. Kushina smiled, her heart swelling with pride. She knelt down to Naruto's level, her expression serious yet encouraging. "Today, we're going to start with some basic meditation techniques. It's important to find your center and learn to calm your mind before you can control your powers." Naruto nodded eagerly, his enthusiasm bubbling over. "Okay. I'll do my best, Mom." "Good," Kushina replied, gently guiding him to a flat area of grass. "Sit cross-legged like this." She demonstrated, tucking her legs beneath her and placing her hands on her knees. Naruto mimicked her, a look of concentration on his face as he settled into the position. "Now, close your eyes," she instructed. "Take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out." Naruto inhaled deeply, feeling the air fill his lungs, and then exhaled slowly, his breath escaping in a gentle whoosh. He could feel the tension from the morning slip away as he focused on his mom's voice. "Great job. Keep breathing like that," Kushina encouraged, her voice soothing. "With each breath, feel your body relaxing. Imagine the energy inside you settling down, like water in a still pond." Naruto tried to visualize it, picturing the chaotic energy inside him calming like rippling water. At first, it was difficult. The power within him felt restless and vibrant, as if it wanted to break free. But as he continued to breathe, he felt a flicker of control. "That's it, Naruto," Kushina said, sensing his progress. "Now, let's focus on your chakra. Place your hands together in front of your chest, like this." She brought her palms together, forming a triangle with her fingers. Naruto followed suit, feeling a sense of determination wash over him. "Okay, what's next?" "Now, I want you to feel your chakra. It's the energy that flows within you, connecting you to everything around you," Kushina explained. "Take a moment to sense it. Feel it like a warm glow inside your body." Naruto concentrated, closing his eyes tightly. He focused inward, trying to tap into the chakra that he knew was there. At first, it was like trying to catch smoke with his bare hands, slippery and elusive. But after a few moments, he felt a familiar warmth beginning to grow, flickering like a candle flame deep within him. "I can feel it, Mom," he exclaimed, his voice filled with excitement. "Good. Now visualize that warmth spreading through your body, filling you with light," Kushina instructed. "As you do this, remember that your chakra is a part of you. You can learn to control it, just like you control your breath." Naruto focused harder, feeling the warmth radiate from his core and spread to his fingertips and toes. A sense of peace began to wash over him, and for the first time, he felt a connection to something greater than himself. It was as if the universe was acknowledging his existence, welcoming him into its embrace. As they practiced, Kushina watched her son with admiration. She could see the determination in his eyes and the way his small frame radiated potential. He was special, not just because of his powers but because of his kind heart and unyielding spirit. Kushina was determined to help him navigate this journey. After several minutes of meditation, Kushina gently opened her eyes and smiled at Naruto. You did amazing, sweetheart. How do you feel? I feel light. Naruto said, his face beaming with joy. Like I can do anything. That's the spirit. Kushina exclaimed, her heart soaring. Now, let's move on to the next part, controlling your chakra. It's important to remember that while your powers are incredible, they come with responsibility. You must learn to use them wisely. Naruto nodded earnestly, ready for the next challenge. What do I need to do? First, let's practice manipulating your chakra. We're going to start with something simple, creating a small ball of chakra in your hand, Kushina instructed, demonstrating by forming a small, glowing orb of chakra between her palms. The light danced and shimmered, casting a warm glow around them. Wow! That's so cool! Naruto exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. How do I do that? Close your eyes again and focus on the warmth inside you, Kushina guided. Imagine pulling that warmth into your hand. Start small, like you're trying to hold a tiny flame. Naruto took a deep breath and concentrated, envisioning the warmth in his chest flowing down his arm and into his palm. He visualized the energy swirling together, forming a small orb of light. At first, nothing happened, but he persisted, drawing on his determination. Come on, he whispered to himself, pouring his heart into the effort. Suddenly, he felt a surge of energy, and a small ball of bright chakra materialized in his hand, glowing with a soft, pulsating light. I did it, Mom, he shouted, his excitement spilling over as he opened his eyes to see the glowing orb. Kushina beamed at him, her pride evident. Yes. You did it. That's incredible, Naruto. He grinned widely, his heart racing with joy. It feels so cool. I can't believe I did it. Kushina reached over to ruffle his hair affectionately. Remember, Naruto, the key is to stay focused and calm. Your chakra is a reflection of your emotions. If you're excited, it might be too wild. If you're calm, it will be easier to control. Naruto nodded, his expression serious as he absorbed her words. I'll practice being calm. I want to be able to control it all the time. That's the spirit, Kushina replied, her heart swelling with love. Now let's try to increase the size of your chakra ball. Focus on that warmth again and imagine it growing bigger. Naruto closed his eyes once more, feeling the familiar warmth inside him. This time, he concentrated on expanding the energy, allowing it to flow and swell in his palm. The orb flickered, pulsing as he visualized it getting larger. Slowly, he opened his eyes to see the ball of chakra grow bigger, radiating a bright, warm light. Look, Mom. It's getting bigger, he exclaimed, his voice a mixture of disbelief and joy. That's wonderful, Naruto. You're doing fantastic. Kushina encouraged, her eyes shining with pride. Keep it steady, and remember to breathe. Naruto focused hard, his small brow furrowing in concentration as he fought to maintain the size of the orb. But suddenly, a burst of energy surged within him, and the ball exploded in a dazzling display of light, scattering sparks around them. Kushina shielded her eyes from the brightness but quickly looked back at Naruto, who stood there wide-eyed and panting. Oops, he said sheepishly, scratching the back of his head. I didn't mean to do that. Kushina chuckled, her laughter ringing out like music. It's okay. That's part of the learning process. You're discovering your limits, and that's important. Just remember to channel that energy without letting it explode next time. Naruto nodded, determination flashing in his eyes. I'll do better next time. I promise. As the morning turned to afternoon, Kushina continued to teach Naruto about the importance of balance in both his chakra control and his emotions. They moved on to practicing different exercises, each one designed to help him better understand his powers and the responsibilities that came with them. They practiced creating small gusts of wind, channeling chakra into his feet to enhance his jumping abilities. And even learning to feel the energy of nature around them. With every exercise, Naruto felt more connected to his abilities and the world. In the midst of their training, Kushina took a moment to share stories about her own experiences as a young ninja. She recounted her challenges and triumphs, how she had learned to embrace her powers and use them to protect those she loved. Being a ninja isn't just about power, Naruto, she explained, her voice soft yet firm. It's also about the heart and the choices you make. It's about using your strength to help others and make the world a better place. Naruto listened intently, absorbing her wisdom with every word. He could see how much his mom cared about him and the world around them. Her teachings were more than just techniques, they were lessons about life, love, and the true meaning of strength. As the sun began to set, casting a warm orange glow over the village, Kushina and Naruto sat together on the grass, their training session coming to an end. Naruto was exhausted but exhilarated, a wide smile on his face as he looked up at his mother. "Thank you, Mom," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "Today was amazing. I feel like I'm starting to understand my powers better." Kushina wrapped her arms around him in a comforting hug. "I'm so proud of you, Naruto. You've come a long way, and you have so much potential. Just remember that I'll always be here to support you." Naruto hugged her back tightly, feeling a deep sense of love and reassurance. "I know, Mom. And I promise I'll keep working hard to make you proud." As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Kushina and Naruto sat together in companionable silence, the bond between them stronger than ever. It was a day of learning, growth, and connection, and for both of them, it was a step toward a brighter future filled with hope and promise. Chapter 4: Encounter with Kurama. The moonlight filtered softly through the curtains of Naruto's small room, casting gentle shadows across the walls. Naruto lay in bed, his breathing steady and rhythmic as he drifted into a deep sleep. Little did he know that this night would bring him face to face with the enigmatic and powerful being within him. As Naruto's consciousness slipped from the waking world, he found himself in an ethereal space, a realm of swirling colors and shifting lights. The ground beneath him was an endless void, and the sky above was a tapestry of shimmering stars. It was a place that seemed both familiar and foreign, a manifestation of his inner world. Suddenly, the serenity of the dreamscape was shattered by a deafening roar. The space around Naruto rippled violently as a colossal, nine-tailed beast emerged from the darkness. Its fur was a deep crimson, and its eyes glowed with a fierce, menacing light. This was Kurama, the Nine-Tails, and he was not in a pleasant mood. "What is this place?" Kurama's voice reverberated through the void, carrying an edge of anger and confusion. His eyes locked onto Naruto, who stood frozen in fear, feeling the immense pressure of the beast's presence. Naruto's heart raced, and he could feel the weight of Kurama's gaze pressing down on him. He swallowed hard, trying to steady his nerves. Who are you?" he stammered, his voice trembling. Kurama's eyes narrowed as he scrutinized Naruto. "I am Kurama, the Nine-Tails," he growled. "You should know that. I am the beast sealed within you." Naruto's eyes widened in shock. "Kurama? But why are you here? What do you want from me?" Kurama let out a low, rumbling growl. "I want nothing from you. I am simply here because you, of all people, have dared to summon me in your dreams. What makes you so special?" Naruto's fear began to subside, replaced by a flicker of curiosity. "I didn't mean to summon you. I'm trying to understand my powers. My mom says they're special, but I don't know how to control them." Kurama's gaze softened slightly, though his expression remained stern. "Special, huh? You think you're special just because you have my chakra? What makes you think you can handle the power of a beast like me?" Naruto took a deep breath, summoning his courage. "I don't know yet. But I'm trying my best." I want to learn, and I want to use my powers to protect the people I care about. Kurama's eyes flickered with a hint of surprise. He hadn't expected such a response from the boy. For a moment, he considered Naruto's words, reflecting on the strange, almost divine aura that surrounded him. You think you're so noble, Kurama sneered, though there was an undercurrent of curiosity in his voice. But don't fool yourself. This world is full of darkness and pain. Power isn't something you can control with just good intentions. Naruto's determination flared. I know there's darkness in the world, but I believe in doing what's right. I want to be strong, not just for myself, but for everyone around me. If I can't control my power, then how can I protect anyone? Kurama's gaze was inscrutable as he watched Naruto. He could sense the boy's resolve and the glimmer of something deeper within him, a light that defied the usual despair and chaos that defined his existence. Ha! You're more stubborn than I thought, Kurama rumbled. But that stubbornness might be what makes you different. I'll give you this, you have a spark of something that I haven't seen before. But don't get too comfortable. This power of yours, whether it's a gift or a curse, will test you in ways you can't yet imagine. Naruto nodded, his expression resolute. I'm ready for whatever comes. I want to learn from you. I want to understand this power and make it mine. Kurama's eyes flickered with something akin to respect, though his demeanor remained harsh. You have spirit, that's for sure. But remember, the road ahead will be fraught with challenges. If you're going to wield this power, you must be prepared for the darkness it can bring. As the dreamscape began to dissolve, Kurama's form grew hazy and indistinct. His final words echoed in Naruto's mind, leaving him with a mix of apprehension and determination. Until next time, human. We'll see if your light can withstand the shadows. Naruto woke with a start, sitting up in bed as the first light of dawn began to filter through his window. His heart was pounding, and he felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. The encounter with Kurama had left him shaken, but it had also ignited a deeper sense of purpose within him. As he reflected on the dream, Naruto realized that his journey was only beginning. The power within him was immense, and the path to mastering it would be filled with trials. But he was determined to face them head-on, armed with the lessons he had learned from his encounter with Kurama. With a renewed sense of resolve, Naruto rose from his bed and prepared for the day ahead. He knew that his training with his mom, Kushina, was crucial, but he also understood that the challenges he would face in controlling his power were just as important. The road to mastering his divine abilities would be long and arduous, but Naruto was ready to embrace it. He was no longer just a boy with extraordinary powers, he was a warrior with a mission, and he would not let the darkness within him define his destiny. As he stepped outside, the fresh morning air filled his lungs, and he felt a surge of energy. The village of Konoha was waking up, and Naruto was ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. The encounter with Kurama had shown him that his journey would be filled with trials, but it had also given him a glimpse of the strength he possessed within. Determined and focused, Naruto set off toward the training grounds, eager to continue his lessons and prepare for the challenges to come. With every step, he felt the weight of his new responsibilities and the promise of his potential. The path ahead would be difficult, but Naruto was ready to face it with courage and determination, guided by the lessons he had learned and the strength he had yet to fully discover. Chapter 5: Trials and Perils. The village of Konoha basked in the early morning sun, its streets bustling with the usual activity. Naruto had just finished his training session with his mother, Kushina, and was walking back to his small house, eager to practice his newly learned techniques. His determination was palpable. Fueled by his recent encounter with Kurama and his desire to harness his divine powers. However, the very abilities that drove Naruto's enthusiasm were also a source of danger. His training had been rigorous, and his control over his powers was still a work in progress. Despite his best efforts, the immense energy he wielded was difficult to manage, and the risk of an accidental outburst was ever present. As Naruto walked through the village, he felt a strange tension in the air. The usual chirps of birds and chatter of villagers seemed distant, replaced by a deep, unsettling silence. His instincts, honed by recent experiences, warned him of something amiss. Suddenly, without warning, a surge of uncontrolled chakra erupted from Naruto. The ground beneath him cracked and trembled as an invisible force surged outward, pushing villagers away and causing buildings to shake. Naruto's eyes widened in horror as he realized what was happening. "Not again," he shouted, trying to focus and contain the outburst. But the more he struggled, the more his powers seemed to spiral out of control. A whirlwind of energy enveloped him, creating a destructive vortex that threatened to devastate everything in its path. Villagers screamed and scattered, trying to escape the chaotic force that was emanating from Naruto. His heart pounded in his chest, and a wave of guilt and panic washed over him. He hadn't meant for this to happen, but his lack of control was endangering the lives of those he cared about. "Stop it, Naruto," came a familiar voice through the chaos. It was Kushina, her face etched with worry and determination. She rushed toward him, her own chakra flaring as she tried to counteract the wild energy erupting from her son. Naruto's eyes met hers, and he saw the fear and concern in her gaze. "Mom, I'm sorry. I can't control it," he cried out, his voice filled with anguish. He could see the devastation he had caused, and it tore at his heart. Kushina fought through the swirling energy, her own powers working to contain and redirect the chaotic force. "Naruto, focus. You need to calm down and center yourself. Remember what we practiced." Naruto tried to concentrate, but the intensity of the situation made it nearly impossible. The whirlwind of energy continued to wreak havoc, and he could feel his own emotions spiraling out of control. The weight of his responsibility and his fear of hurting others was overwhelming. As the chaos continued, Naruto's vision blurred, and he saw flashes of Kurama's menacing form in his mind. The beast's words echoed in his thoughts, fueling his self-doubt and fear. He felt a deep, gnawing sense of guilt, knowing that his inability to control his power was putting everyone at risk. "Please, Naruto." Kushina's voice broke through his turbulent thoughts. "You have to control it. Think about the people you're hurting." Naruto's heart ached as he saw the frightened faces of the villagers and the damage he had caused. The guilt and remorse he felt were almost unbearable. He knew that he had to do something, but the weight of his own power was a daunting barrier. In a moment of clarity, Naruto remembered the lessons he had learned from Kushina. The techniques and teachings had always been about more than just control, they were about understanding himself and his place in the world. He took a deep breath, focusing on the calming presence of his mother and the resolve he had felt during his training. With every ounce of willpower he could muster, Naruto began to channel his energy inward. He visualized his power as a flowing river, guiding it with precision and intent. Slowly but surely, the chaotic vortex began to subside, and the swirling energy began to stabilize. Kushina, sensing the change, increased her efforts to help Naruto regain control. "That's it, Naruto. You're doing it. Keep focusing." As the swirling energy gradually dissipated, Naruto's heart rate began to slow. He could feel the tension in his body easing as he regained control of his powers. The destructive vortex vanished, leaving behind a calm, still atmosphere. The villagers, who had been hiding and watching in fear, slowly emerged from their shelters. Naruto fell to his knees, exhaustion and relief washing over him. Kushina rushed to his side, wrapping him in a protective embrace. "You did it, Naruto. You managed to control it. But you need to be more careful." Naruto nodded weakly, tears streaming down his face. "I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted to get better." Kushina's eyes were filled with understanding and compassion. "I know, Naruto. I know. It's going to take time and practice to fully master your powers. But you're not alone in this. We'll work through it together." As the villagers began to assess the damage and offer their support, Naruto felt a renewed sense of determination. The incident had been a harsh reminder of the responsibilities that came with his power, but it had also strengthened his resolve to master it. In the days that followed, Naruto and Kushina continued their training with even greater focus. The incident had left scars on the village and on Naruto's heart, but it had also forged a deeper bond between mother and son. They were determined to ensure that Naruto's powers would never again pose a threat to those he cared about. Through rigorous training and self-reflection, Naruto began to make progress. He learned to harness his energy with greater control, and his confidence began to grow. The road to mastering his divine abilities was long and fraught with challenges, but Naruto was prepared to face it head-on. The village of Konoha began to recover from the damage, and the villagers, though initially wary, gradually came to see Naruto in a new light. His determination and willingness to improve were evident, and he earned their respect and support. As Naruto continued his journey, he carried with him the lessons of the trials he had faced. His powers were immense, and his path was filled with obstacles, but he was ready to confront them with courage and determination. The journey was far from over, but Naruto was prepared to face the future with a newfound sense of purpose and resilience. Chapter 6: Embracing Power. The village of Konoha was once again bustling with activity. The aftermath of Naruto's previous outburst had been a challenging time, with repairs and recovery taking precedence. Yet, amidst the repairs and efforts to restore normalcy, Naruto found a renewed sense of purpose. His recent struggle with his powers had only strengthened his resolve to master them and protect those he cared about. Kushina had been tirelessly working with Naruto, pushing him to refine his control and channel his divine energy effectively. Their training sessions had become more intense and focused, each day presenting new challenges and lessons. On this particular day, the air was crisp and clear, and the sun cast a warm glow over the village. Naruto and Kushina stood on a secluded training ground, far from the village to avoid any potential disturbances. The serene environment contrasted sharply with the tension of the upcoming exercise. Kushina turned to Naruto, her expression a blend of encouragement and determination. "Today's training is crucial, Naruto. We're going to test your ability to control your power under real-world conditions. I want you to focus and channel your energy with precision. Remember, it's not just about power, it's about control." Naruto nodded, a determined glint in his eyes. "I understand, Mom. I'll do my best." Kushina smiled, her pride in her son evident. "I know you will. Just stay calm and remember what you've learned. Trust in yourself and your training." As the training session began, Kushina introduced a new element to their practice, a simulated threat. She had prepared a series of obstacles and challenges that would test Naruto's ability to manage his powers in a controlled manner. These obstacles were designed to mimic potential threats, providing a safe environment for Naruto to demonstrate his skills. The first test was a series of moving targets, designed to simulate an incoming attack. Kushina activated the targets with her own chakra, sending them darting across the training field. Naruto was to use his powers to intercept and neutralize the targets without causing excessive damage to the surroundings. Naruto focused intently, his eyes tracking the targets as they moved. He drew upon his divine energy, channeling it with careful precision. With a swift motion, he extended his hand and sent a controlled burst of chakra toward the first target. The target disintegrated upon impact, and Naruto continued to eliminate the remaining targets with growing confidence. Kushina watched with a mixture of pride and relief. Naruto's control had improved significantly since their last training session. He was managing his energy with greater accuracy, and his movements were becoming more fluid and controlled. As the final target was neutralized, Naruto took a deep breath, his heart racing with exhilaration. "I did it, Mom. I managed to hit all the targets. Kushina approached him, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. You did an excellent job, Naruto. Your control and precision have improved remarkably. This is a significant step forward. Naruto beamed with pride, feeling a surge of confidence. Thank you, Mom. I couldn't have done it without your help. Kushina smiled warmly. It's all you, Naruto. Your hard work and dedication have paid off. You're learning to embrace your power and use it responsibly. That's what truly matters. The training continued with a new challenge, a mock battle scenario. Kushina conjured a series of illusions to simulate an attack on the village. The goal was for Naruto to protect the village and its inhabitants using his powers, demonstrating both his control and his ability to prioritize safety. As the illusions took shape, Naruto faced a series of simulated threats, including rogue ninjas and dangerous creatures. He was to fend off the attacks while minimizing damage to the surroundings. The scenario was designed to test his ability to remain focused under pressure and make quick decisions. Naruto approached the mock battle with determination, his previous training having prepared him for this moment. He utilized his divine energy to create protective barriers and neutralize threats with precision. His movements were swift and deliberate, each action reflecting the control he had developed. Despite the intensity of the scenario, Naruto remained composed, his focus unwavering. He used his powers to shield the village from harm, ensuring that the illusions were neutralized without causing unnecessary destruction. Kushina observed from the sidelines, her eyes filled with pride as she witnessed her son's growth and progress. The mock battle concluded successfully, with Naruto having effectively protected the village and its inhabitants. The illusions faded, and the training ground returned to its peaceful state. Naruto stood, panting but triumphant, as Kushina approached him with a proud smile. You did it, Naruto, Kushina said, her voice filled with admiration. You protected the village and demonstrated excellent control over your powers. I'm incredibly proud of you. Naruto's heart swelled with pride and gratitude. Thank you, Mom. It feels amazing to finally be able to control my powers and use them for good. Kushina hugged him tightly, her embrace filled with warmth and affection. You've come a long way, Naruto. This is just the beginning. There will be more challenges ahead, but I know you're ready to face them. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the training ground, Naruto and Kushina shared a moment of quiet reflection. The progress Naruto had made was a testament to his dedication and his mother's unwavering support. He had taken the first significant step toward embracing his divine powers, and the journey ahead was filled with promise. Naruto knew that the path to mastering his abilities was far from over, but he felt a renewed sense of confidence and purpose. With each step, he was learning to harness his power and use it responsibly. The support of his mother and the lessons he had learned were guiding him on this challenging journey. As they walked back toward the village, Naruto felt a deep sense of accomplishment and hope. The trials he had faced had only strengthened his resolve, and he was ready to continue his journey with determination and courage. The path ahead would be filled with obstacles. But Naruto was prepared to face them with the strength he had discovered within himself. The village of Konoha awaited his return, and Naruto was ready to embrace his role as both a protector and a warrior. With his mother by his side and his newfound confidence, he was prepared to confront whatever challenges lay ahead and fulfill his destiny. Chapter 1, New Friend. The village of Konoha was basking in the soft light of early morning as the sounds of daily life began to stir. It was another busy day for its inhabitants, with merchants setting up their stalls and ninjas preparing for their missions. In the midst of the routine, the Uzumaki household was a picture of serene domesticity. The house, though modest, was filled with warmth and love, thanks to its two residents, Naruto and his mother, Kushina. Naruto was just finishing his breakfast, his usual cheerfulness evident despite the quiet morning. He eagerly awaited the start of another day, hoping for more training and perhaps a chance to meet other kids his age. Despite his progress in controlling his powers, his isolation from others remained a challenging aspect of his life. Kushina, always the devoted mother, was bustling around the kitchen, preparing a lunchbox for Naruto. She had been working hard to balance her son's training with his need for social interaction. Today, she had planned a visit from an old friend, hoping it would help Naruto forge new friendships. "Are you excited, Naruto?" Kushina asked, glancing over her shoulder with a warm smile. "Mikoto and her son, Sasuke, are coming over today. I thought it might be nice for you to spend some time with him." Naruto's eyes lit up with curiosity. "Mikoto? And Sasuke? I've heard a bit about them. Will they stay for lunch?" Kushina nodded, her smile widening. "Yes, they'll be here soon. I'm sure you and Sasuke will get along just fine. Mikoto and I used to be close friends, and I think she'll be a great influence on you." Naruto finished his breakfast with renewed enthusiasm. He was eager to make new friends, and the idea of meeting someone his age excited him. His previous experiences with other children had been less than pleasant, but he hoped this time would be different. As the morning progressed, Naruto busied himself with preparations, tidying up the living room and setting out extra cups and plates. He meticulously arranged the table, ensuring everything was perfect for their guests. His excitement grew with each passing minute, and he found himself checking the clock frequently, eagerly anticipating the arrival of his new friend. Finally, a soft knock on the door announced the arrival of Mikoto and Sasuke. Kushina opened the door with a welcoming smile, her eyes lighting up at the sight of her old friend and her son. "Welcome, Mikoto. And you too, Sasuke." Kushina greeted warmly, stepping aside to let them enter. Mikoto, with her kind and gentle demeanor, returned the smile. "Thank you, Kushina. It's so good to see you again." Sasuke, shy but curious, glanced around the room with a mixture of interest and hesitation. Naruto, noticing the newcomer, approached with a friendly wave. "Hi, I'm Naruto." "It's nice to meet you, Sasuke," he said, his voice full of genuine excitement. Sasuke looked up, meeting Naruto's gaze with a tentative smile. "Hi, Naruto. I've heard a lot about you from my mom." The two boys exchanged polite nods, and Kushina guided them to the table where lunch was laid out. The meal was filled with laughter and conversation as Mikoto and Kushina caught up, sharing stories of their past and discussing their children's progress. Naruto and Sasuke sat side by side, initially exchanging shy glances. The conversation between the two boys started slowly, but as they began to talk about their interests and experiences, they found common ground. Naruto shared stories of his training and his efforts to master his powers, while Sasuke spoke about his own experiences at the academy and his training with his mother. Naruto's enthusiasm was infectious, and Sasuke found himself drawn into the conversation. "So, you really can control lightning and fire?" Sasuke asked, his eyes widening with curiosity. Naruto nodded eagerly. "Yep. It's not always easy, but I'm working hard to get better. Sometimes, it's like trying to hold back a storm, but I know I can do it." Sasuke's expression softened. "That sounds amazing. I'm still learning how to control my own abilities. Mom says it takes a lot of practice and dedication." The boys' conversation grew more animated as they continued to exchange stories and discuss their training. Sasuke began to open up about his own goals and challenges, revealing a side of himself that was usually hidden beneath his reserved demeanor. Naruto listened intently, genuinely interested in Sasuke's experiences. As the afternoon wore on, Kushina suggested they all go for a walk in the village. The fresh air and change of scenery seemed to lift everyone's spirits, and the boys enjoyed exploring the village together. They visited various landmarks, including the Hokage Monument, where Naruto eagerly pointed out different features and shared his dreams of becoming Hokage one day. Sasuke listened intently, his curiosity piqued by Naruto's ambitions. "You really want to be Hokage?" he asked, a hint of admiration in his voice. Naruto nodded vigorously. "Absolutely. I want to protect everyone in the village and make sure no one ever feels alone like I did. It's my dream." Sasuke considered Naruto's words, a thoughtful expression on his face. "That's a really noble goal. I think I understand why Mom spoke so highly of you." Their conversation continued as they wandered through the village, their friendship deepening with each shared experience and discovery. They stopped by a small park where they played a friendly game of tag, laughing and enjoying each other's company. Naruto's infectious energy and Sasuke's growing ease with him made for a perfect afternoon. As they returned to the Uzumaki home, Mikoto and Kushina exchanged knowing smiles, pleased with the progress their children had made. The boys' newfound friendship was a source of great joy for both mothers, who had hoped for this connection from the beginning. Before leaving, Mikoto placed a hand on Kushina's shoulder, her smile filled with warmth. "Thank you for today, Kushina. It was wonderful to catch up, and I'm glad Sasuke and Naruto had a chance to bond." Kushina nodded, her eyes reflecting the same warmth. "It was my pleasure, Mikoto. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing their friendship grow." As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the village, Naruto and Sasuke stood by the doorway, saying their goodbyes. The promise of future meetings and adventures was evident in their smiles and exchanged promises. Naruto returned to his room, his heart full of contentment. The day had been a turning point, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life. With Sasuke as his friend and Mikoto as a mentor figure, he felt a renewed sense of hope and belonging. Kushina, watching her son from the doorway, felt a profound sense of satisfaction. She knew that this day had been significant for Naruto, not only in terms of making a new friend but also in the way it had influenced his growth and development. As the sun set over Konoha, the village was bathed in a golden hue, symbolizing the promise of new beginnings and the strength of newly formed connections. For Naruto and Sasuke, the day had been a milestone in their journey, one that would shape their future and the path they would walk together. Chapter 2, Uchiha Lessons. The village of Konoha was enveloped in the warm embrace of late afternoon sunlight, casting long shadows across its bustling streets. The lively activity of the day was gradually winding down as people prepared for the evening. In the Uzumaki household, the atmosphere was a blend of quiet anticipation and gentle camaraderie. Naruto was in the living room eagerly awaiting the arrival of Mikoto and Sasuke for another visit. His recent encounter with them had left him excited about the potential of new friendships and learning experiences. He had found a sense of comfort and connection with Sasuke and was looking forward to spending more time with him. Kushina was bustling around the house, preparing refreshments for their guests. She had been eagerly anticipating this gathering, knowing that the lessons Mikoto had planned for Naruto would be both enlightening and beneficial. The previous visit had been a success, and Kushina was hopeful that today would bring even more positive changes. As the clock approached late afternoon, a familiar knock echoed through the house. Kushina opened the door to reveal Mikoto and Sasuke, both carrying a sense of purpose. Mikoto's gentle smile and Sasuke's reserved but curious demeanor greeted Kushina warmly. "Welcome, Mikoto, Sasuke. Please, come in," Kushina said, ushering them inside. Mikoto, as always, exuded a calming presence. "Thank you, Kushina. We're looking forward to our time together today." Naruto eagerly greeted his friends, his eyes shining with enthusiasm. "Hey, Sasuke. Hi, Mrs. Uchiha. What's on the agenda for today?" Sasuke, with a hint of shyness, gave a small wave. "Hi, Naruto. I think we're going to learn something new today." Mikoto led the way to the living room, where refreshments were laid out on the table. As everyone settled in, Mikoto began to speak about the day's plans. I thought it might be valuable for Naruto to learn more about the Uchiha clan's heritage and values, Mikoto explained. Understanding our sense of duty and the bond we share with our comrades could be important for his growth. Naruto's curiosity was piqued. The Uchiha clan? I've heard a bit about them. What kind of things should I know? Mikoto nodded, her expression thoughtful. The Uchiha clan has always been known for their strength and sense of responsibility. We value our bonds with each other and the duty we have to protect our village. It's important to understand the weight of these responsibilities and how they shape us. She looked at Naruto with a kind, yet serious gaze. Understanding our past and the principles we uphold can help guide you in your own journey. It's about more than just power, it's about how we use that power for the greater good. Naruto listened intently, absorbing Mikoto's words. He could see the depth of her commitment and the respect she had for her clan's legacy. This was different from the superficial lessons he had received before, it was more profound, more meaningful. Sasuke, seated next to Naruto, watched his friend with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. He could sense Naruto's eagerness to learn, and it sparked a flicker of admiration in him. It was clear that Naruto was not just a friend but someone who was genuinely interested in understanding and growing. As Mikoto continued, she began to delve into specific aspects of Uchiha history and values. One of the core principles of the Uchiha clan is our dedication to protecting those we care about. This sense of duty is intertwined with our identity. It drives us to become stronger, not just for ourselves, but for the sake of others. Naruto nodded, absorbing the information. That makes a lot of sense. It's kind of like how I want to protect everyone in the village and become Hokage. I want to make sure no one feels alone or in danger. Mikoto's eyes softened with understanding. Yes, exactly. The role of Hokage is about leadership and responsibility, much like the role we play as members of the Uchiha clan. It's about using our abilities to support and protect those around us. The conversation between Mikoto and Naruto deepened, touching on various aspects of the Uchiha clan's legacy and how it intersected with Naruto's own aspirations. Mikoto's guidance was both insightful and encouraging, providing Naruto with a framework for understanding his own journey. Sasuke, meanwhile, began to open up more, sharing his own thoughts and experiences. He spoke about his training and the challenges he faced, revealing a side of himself that was usually hidden beneath his stoic exterior. Naruto listened with genuine interest, and their conversations became more animated. I've always admired how strong and determined you are, Sasuke, Naruto said sincerely. It sounds like you've worked really hard to get where you are. Sasuke's expression softened. Thanks, Naruto. I've learned a lot from my mom and from the clan's teachings. It's not always easy, but it's important to stay focused and dedicated. As the afternoon progressed, Mikoto guided Naruto through some practical exercises related to the Uchiha principles. They practiced teamwork and communication, emphasizing the importance of working together and supporting each other. Naruto and Sasuke worked side by side, learning to coordinate their efforts and rely on one another. The exercises were both challenging and rewarding. Naruto's enthusiasm and determination were evident, and Sasuke's support and encouragement helped him push through the difficulties. It was clear that their bond was growing stronger, and the foundation of their friendship was being solidified. After the exercises, the group gathered for a brief discussion. Mikoto reflected on the day's lessons and the progress made. "I'm proud of how well you both did today," she said with a smile. "Naruto, your willingness to learn and your commitment to understanding the Uchiha principles are commendable. And Sasuke, your support and teamwork were invaluable." Naruto beamed with pride, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "Thank you, Mrs. Uchiha. I've learned a lot today, and I'm excited to put it into practice." Sasuke nodded in agreement. "Yeah, it was a great experience. I'm glad we got to work together." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village. Mikoto and Sasuke prepared to leave. The day had been filled with valuable lessons and meaningful connections, and the impact on both Naruto and Sasuke was evident. Before departing, Mikoto placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Remember, Naruto, the lessons we've shared today are just the beginning. Continue to embrace these values and use them to guide your path." Naruto nodded, his expression reflecting a newfound sense of purpose. "I will, Mrs. Uchiha. Thank you for everything." With warm goodbyes and promises of future meetings, Mikoto and Sasuke left the Uzumaki household. As Naruto and Kushina watched them go, they both felt a deep sense of satisfaction. The day had been a turning point, marked by growth and friendship. Naruto's understanding of the Uchiha legacy and his bond with Sasuke had deepened, setting the stage for future adventures and challenges. The lessons learned would continue to shape their journey, guiding them toward their shared goals and aspirations. As the night settled over Konoha, the village was bathed in a tranquil darkness, symbolizing the promise of new beginnings and the strength of newly forged connections. For Naruto and Sasuke, the day had been a milestone, one that would influence their path and the future they would build together. Chapter 3: Hidden Power. The sun was setting, painting the sky with streaks of orange and pink as it sank below the horizon. The quiet village of Konoha was bathed in the gentle light of dusk, the streets slowly emptying as families settled in for the evening. Naruto, Sasuke, and Mikoto were walking together, their steps echoing softly on the cobblestone streets. The day had been filled with training and learning, and Mikoto had suggested a brief walk to help them unwind. Naruto and Sasuke chatted animatedly as they walked, their conversations light and filled with the camaraderie that had developed between them. Mikoto, walking a little ahead, glanced back with a warm smile, pleased to see her son and his friend enjoying each other's company. The bond between the two boys had grown stronger with each passing day, and she was grateful for the role she had played in nurturing that friendship. As they approached a more secluded area on the outskirts of the village, the atmosphere began to shift. The once serene evening air grew heavier, and an uneasy stillness settled over the surroundings. Naruto's senses, honed through years of training and heightened by his innate abilities, detected a change in the energy around them. Mikoto's expression turned to one of concern as she noticed the shift in Naruto's demeanor. "Naruto, what's wrong?" Naruto's eyes narrowed as he scanned the area. "Something doesn't feel right. We should stay alert." Before anyone could react further, a dark figure emerged from the shadows. The figure moved with a fluid grace, cloaked in darkness, its presence radiating an aura of malevolence. The air crackled with a strange energy, and the temperature seemed to drop suddenly. Sasuke's eyes widened in alarm. "What is that?" The figure's eyes glowed with a sinister red light, and a chilling silence enveloped the area. It was clear that this was no ordinary threat. The malevolent energy emanating from the figure was unlike anything they had encountered before. Naruto's instincts kicked in. He quickly positioned himself in front of Mikoto and Sasuke, his posture exuding a sense of readiness and determination. "Stay behind me," he instructed, his voice firm. Mikoto and Sasuke moved to the side, their concern evident as they watched Naruto prepare for the impending confrontation. Naruto's chakra flared to life, and a protective barrier began to form around them. The barrier shimmered with a golden light, creating a shield against the dark figure's approach. The figure hissed in frustration as it attempted to breach the barrier. Naruto's concentration was intense, his eyes locked onto the intruder as he poured more chakra into the shield. The barrier held firm, but the figure's attacks were relentless. Sasuke watched in awe and apprehension. He had always known Naruto was strong, but witnessing the full extent of his abilities was a different experience altogether. The sheer force of Naruto's chakra was overwhelming, and the golden barrier seemed almost divine in its strength. The dark figure recoiled from the barrier, its red eyes glowing with anger. It seemed to realize that a direct assault would not succeed, and it began to retreat, disappearing into the shadows from which it had emerged. Naruto lowered his hand, the barrier dissipating as the immediate threat was neutralized. He exhaled slowly, his body relaxing as the tension of the confrontation began to ebb away. Mikoto approached Naruto, her eyes filled with gratitude and concern. "Naruto, that was incredible. Thank you for protecting us." Naruto's expression softened, though a hint of exhaustion was evident. "I couldn't let anything happen to you. We need to be more cautious." Sasuke stepped forward, his gaze fixed on Naruto with a mixture of admiration and curiosity. "I didn't know you could do that. Your power, it's unlike anything I've ever seen." Naruto shrugged modestly, though his eyes betrayed a hint of pride. "I've been working on controlling my abilities. I don't want to endanger anyone, especially my friends." Sasuke's mind was racing. The display of Naruto's power had left a profound impression on him. He had always admired Naruto's determination and strength, but seeing him in action had revealed a side of him that was both awe-inspiring and intimidating. Sasuke's feelings were complex, a blend of admiration, envy, and a newfound drive to push himself further. As they walked back toward the village, the mood was quieter than before. The earlier lightheartedness had given way to a contemplative silence. Mikoto kept a watchful eye on both boys, her concern for their safety and well-being apparent. She had seen firsthand the potential dangers that lurked in the world, and she was determined to ensure that Naruto and Sasuke were prepared for whatever lay ahead. Naruto's thoughts were focused on the recent encounter. He knew that his abilities were powerful, but the responsibility that came with them was a heavy burden. He had always wanted to protect those he cared about, and today's events had reinforced his resolve to master his powers and use them wisely. Sasuke, on the other hand, was grappling with a mixture of emotions. The sight of Naruto's power had ignited a competitive fire within him. He realized that if he wanted to stand on equal footing with Naruto, he would need to push himself beyond his current limits. The realization was both motivating and daunting. As they approached the Uzumaki household, Mikoto turned to Naruto and Sasuke with a reassuring smile. "We've had a long and eventful day. Let's head inside and get some rest. Tomorrow will be another chance to continue our training and grow stronger together." Naruto nodded in agreement, his expression resolute. "Thanks, Mikoto. I'm ready for whatever challenges come our way." Sasuke's gaze lingered on Naruto, his thoughts still processing the events of the day. He knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, but he was determined to face them head-on. The bond between him and Naruto was growing stronger, and he was ready to embrace the path that lay before them. As the night enveloped Konoha in its peaceful embrace, the village settled into a calm quiet. The day's events had left their mark on Naruto, Sasuke, and Mikoto. The promise of future challenges and triumphs loomed on the horizon, and the journey ahead would test their strength, resolve, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship and family. Chapter 4: Secrets of Mikoto. The moon hung high in the night sky, casting a silvery glow over the village of Konoha. The quiet of the evening was punctuated only by the soft rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. Inside the Uzumaki household, Naruto sat at the dinner table, enjoying a quiet meal with Mikoto and Sasuke. The day had been filled with training and exploration, and now it was time to unwind. Mikoto, ever the attentive mother, had prepared a simple but hearty dinner. She moved gracefully around the kitchen, her hands working with practiced ease. Sasuke, exhausted from the day's activities, ate quietly, his mind still racing from the events of the past few days. Naruto, his attention shifting between his two companions, noticed the subtle signs of worry etched on Mikoto's face. After dinner, Mikoto suggested they move to the living room for a more relaxed atmosphere. The three of them settled comfortably, with Sasuke slumping into a chair and Naruto sitting cross-legged on the floor, leaning against the couch where Mikoto sat. The warmth of the fireplace flickered softly, casting a cozy ambience over the room. Mikoto's gaze was distant, her mind clearly occupied with troubling thoughts. She stared into the dancing flames, lost in contemplation. Naruto watched her with curiosity and concern, sensing that something was amiss. "Mikoto," Naruto began gently, "is everything okay? You seem a bit troubled." Mikoto's eyes met Naruto's, and for a moment, she hesitated. The weight of her thoughts was heavy, and she was unsure if she should burden Naruto with them. However, the sincerity in Naruto's voice and the genuine concern in his eyes made her reconsider. "It's just," Mikoto started, her voice soft but laden with emotion, "there are things I've been keeping to myself. Doubts and fears about the future of our clan." Naruto's curiosity piqued. He had always respected Mikoto and admired her strength, but he had never seen her so vulnerable before. He sat up straighter, giving her his full attention. Mikoto took a deep breath, her eyes never leaving the flames. "You know that the Uchiha clan has always been a powerful and proud family. But with that power comes a great burden. There are expectations and pressures that weigh heavily on us. I worry about the future, about what might happen if we fail to uphold our legacy." Sasuke, who had been listening quietly, looked up with a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Mother, what are you afraid of?" Mikoto's expression softened as she turned to her son. "It's not just about the clan, Sasuke. It's about the potential for conflict and the darkness that can come with such power. I fear for our family and for the village. The Uchiha clan has always had its share of internal strife and conflict. I don't want that for you, for Naruto, or for anyone else we care about." Naruto's brow furrowed in thought. He had always been aware of the tensions between the Uchiha clan and the rest of the village, but he had never fully understood the depth of the struggles Mikoto described. Her words resonated with him, and he felt a deep sense of empathy for her. "I can't imagine the burden you carry," Naruto said quietly. "But I want you to know that you're not alone. I may not fully understand everything, but I want to help in any way I can. If there's something I can do to ease your worries, please let me know." Mikoto looked at Naruto, her eyes reflecting a mixture of gratitude and sadness. "Thank you, Naruto. Your kindness means more to me than you know. Sometimes, it's easy to feel isolated and overwhelmed by the responsibilities we bear. But hearing your words gives me hope." Sasuke shifted in his chair, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Mother, you've always been strong and wise. I know it's not easy, but we'll face whatever comes together. Naruto's right. We're a team, and we'll support each other through anything." Mikoto smiled at her son, her heart warmed by his words. "You're right, Sasuke. We do have each other, and that's what matters most. We'll face the future with courage and determination." The conversation continued into the late hours of the night, with Mikoto sharing more about the history of the Uchiha clan and the struggles it had faced over the years. Naruto listened intently, absorbing the information and gaining a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding the Uchiha family. As the night wore on, the atmosphere in the room grew more intimate. The flickering flames cast a warm, golden light over the trio, creating a sense of closeness and unity. Mikoto's initial fears had been eased by the support of Naruto and Sasuke, and the bond between them had grown stronger as a result. When it was time to say goodnight, Mikoto felt a renewed sense of hope. She had shared her fears and found solace in the understanding and support of those she cared about. The future remained uncertain, but she felt more prepared to face it with the strength of her family and friends by her side. Naruto and Sasuke bade Mikoto goodnight and retreated to their respective rooms. Naruto lay in bed, his mind still reflecting on the conversation. The weight of Mikoto's concerns weighed heavily on him, but he was determined to be a source of strength and support for her and Sasuke. In the quiet of the night, Naruto resolved to continue growing stronger, both for himself and for those he cared about. The challenges ahead were daunting, but he was ready to face them with unwavering determination and the support of his newfound family. The bonds forged through shared struggles and mutual support would be the foundation upon which they would build their future. Together, they would confront the darkness and face the unknown with courage and hope. Chapter 5: Family Support. The morning sun peeked through the curtains of the Uzumaki household, casting a warm glow over the room. The gentle rays illuminated the soft, worn furniture and the faintly flickering fire in the hearth. Naruto was already awake, sitting cross-legged on the floor, eyes closed in deep concentration. He was attempting to focus his energy, trying to calm the turbulent emotions and immense power that churned within him. Kushina and Mikoto quietly entered the room, their footsteps soft on the wooden floor. They had decided to take a proactive role in helping Naruto master his formidable abilities. The two women exchanged a determined glance, knowing that their combined efforts were crucial for Naruto's growth. Kushina approached her son with a gentle smile. "Morning, Naruto. How's your meditation going?" Naruto opened his eyes, meeting his mother's gaze with a mix of frustration and hope. "It's tough, Mom. I'm trying to control my power, but it feels like there's a storm inside me that I can't calm." Kushina sat beside Naruto, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "I know it's difficult. Your power is immense and wild, but you've already made so much progress. It's normal to have setbacks along the way." Mikoto, who had been observing quietly, stepped closer. "Naruto, controlling such power isn't just about suppressing it. It's about understanding it and learning how to channel it constructively. I've seen you grow so much already, and I believe you can overcome this." Naruto nodded, feeling the support of the two women surrounding him. "I really appreciate everything you both are doing for me. Sometimes, it feels like I'm on the edge of losing control, and it scares me." Kushina and Mikoto exchanged a knowing look before Kushina spoke up. "Let's start with something simple. We'll practice focusing your energy on something small. Something you can control. It's a good way to build your confidence and control." Mikoto added, "We'll also work on grounding exercises. Sometimes, connecting with the earth and finding peace within can help stabilize your emotions." With their guidance, Naruto began a series of exercises designed to help him focus and channel his energy. They started with basic techniques, such as visualizing a calm, peaceful scene and concentrating on his breathing. Mikoto guided him through grounding exercises, encouraging him to feel the connection between himself and the earth beneath him. As the days passed, Naruto made noticeable progress. His ability to control his energy improved, and he became more confident in his abilities. Kushina and Mikoto continued to offer their support and encouragement, helping him navigate the challenges he faced. One evening, as the three of them sat together in the living room, Naruto spoke up with a newfound sense of determination. "I've been practicing every day, and I can feel a difference. It's still hard, but I'm starting to understand my power better." Kushina smiled proudly. "You've come a long way, Naruto. I'm so proud of how hard you've worked. Remember, we're here for you every step of the way." Mikoto added, "Your progress is a testament to your strength and dedication. Keep going, and don't be afraid to lean on us when you need support." Naruto's eyes shone with gratitude. "Thank you both. I feel like I'm not just fighting this battle alone anymore. Having you here makes a huge difference." The bond between Naruto, Kushina, and Mikoto grew stronger with each passing day. Their shared experiences and support deepened their connection, and they became a more cohesive family unit. The challenges they faced together only served to reinforce their commitment to one another. In the evenings, they often spent time reflecting on their progress and discussing their goals for the future. Naruto began to open up more about his fears and aspirations, finding solace in the understanding and encouragement of his mother and Mikoto. As the weeks went by, Naruto's self-control continued to improve. He became more adept at managing his power and found new ways to channel his energy constructively. The progress he made was a source of pride for both Kushina and Mikoto, who saw firsthand the results of their efforts. One day, while practicing in the training grounds, Naruto successfully harnessed his power to create a protective barrier around himself and his training partners. It was a significant milestone, demonstrating his growing mastery over his abilities. Kushina and Mikoto watched from a distance, their hearts swelling with pride. They knew that Naruto still had a long journey ahead, but they were confident that with their support, he would continue to grow and thrive. As the sun set on the village of Konoha, Naruto, Kushina, and Mikoto stood together, looking out at the horizon. The future was uncertain, but they faced it with a sense of hope and determination. Their bond had become unbreakable, and together, they would overcome any obstacles that lay ahead. The chapter of Naruto's life marked by family support and growth was a testament to the power of love and perseverance. With Kushina and Mikoto by his side, Naruto knew that he could face whatever challenges came his way and emerge stronger than ever before. Chapter 6: The Beginning of a New Path. The early morning light filtered through the wooden slats of Naruto's window, casting gentle rays across his room. The soft glow illuminated the various training tools and scrolls scattered around, evidence of his relentless dedication. Naruto sat cross-legged on his bed, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon. The village of Konoha was slowly awakening, and Naruto was ready to embark on a new chapter of his journey. His recent progress in controlling his immense power had given him a sense of accomplishment, but Naruto knew that mastering his abilities was just the beginning. He had come to realize that his power wasn't just a tool for protection but a gift that could lead him to greater purposes. He needed to understand his bolder, more divine nature to fulfill his destiny. Kushina entered the room, her presence marked by a warm, comforting aura. She noticed Naruto's contemplative expression and approached him with a concerned look. "Naruto, you've been up early. Is everything all right?" Naruto looked up at her, his eyes filled with determination. "I've been thinking a lot about my power and what it means. I feel like I'm on the verge of something important, something that goes beyond just protecting others." Kushina sat beside him, her hand resting gently on his shoulder. "I'm glad you're reflecting on this. Understanding your true potential is a crucial step in your journey. But remember, it's not just about the power you wield. It's about how you use it and the kind of person you want to become." Naruto nodded, absorbing her words. "I know. I want to make a difference, not just for myself, but for everyone around me. I want to find my purpose and use my abilities to help others in meaningful ways." Kushina smiled, pride evident in her eyes. "You've always had a strong sense of purpose, Naruto. Your desire to make a difference is one of your greatest strengths. As you continue to grow, remember that your heart and intentions will guide you in the right direction." Meanwhile, Mikoto had been quietly observing from the doorway. She stepped inside, her expression thoughtful. "Naruto, I've seen the dedication and effort you've put into mastering your abilities. It's clear that you're on the path to something significant. But remember, understanding your bolder nature is a journey that requires patience and self-reflection." Naruto stood up, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "I'm ready to start this new path. I want to learn more about myself and my role in the world. I want to make sure that I'm using my power for the right reasons." Mikoto walked over to him, placing a reassuring hand on his arm. "You're not alone in this journey. We're here to support you every step of the way. If you ever need guidance or a listening ear, we'll be here for you." The three of them gathered in the living room, where Mikoto and Kushina began discussing ways to help Naruto further his understanding of his divine nature. They decided that a combination of spiritual and physical training would be beneficial. This included meditative practices to connect with his inner self, as well as physical exercises to refine his control over his power. Over the next few weeks, Naruto immersed himself in these practices. Each day began with meditation, where he focused on understanding his inner essence and the true nature of his abilities. He learned to visualize his power as a flowing river, something that needed to be guided and controlled rather than suppressed. Kushina and Mikoto played crucial roles in his training. Kushina helped him refine his chakra control and worked with him on exercises designed to enhance his focus and discipline. Mikoto, with her wisdom and experience, offered insights into the spiritual aspects of his journey, helping him navigate the complexities of his bolder nature. One evening, after a particularly intense training session, Naruto sat with Kushina and Mikoto, reflecting on his progress. He looked at them with a mixture of gratitude and determination. I feel like I'm starting to understand more about myself. It's challenging, but it's also exciting. I know I still have a long way to go, but I'm ready to embrace whatever comes next. Kushina reached out and embraced him, her voice filled with warmth. You've made incredible progress, Naruto. Your journey is just beginning, and I have no doubt that you'll continue to grow and achieve great things. We're so proud of you. Mikoto nodded in agreement. You have a unique and powerful destiny ahead of you, Naruto. As you continue on this path, remember that your strength lies not just in your abilities, but in your heart and your choices. With the support of Kushina and Mikoto, Naruto felt a deep sense of confidence and purpose. The bond between them had grown even stronger, and their shared commitment to his journey was a source of immense comfort and motivation. As the sun set on the village, casting a golden hue over the landscape, Naruto stood on a hill overlooking Konoha. He felt a profound connection to the world around him and a deep sense of responsibility for the power he held. The path ahead was still uncertain, but he was ready to face it with courage and resolve. The beginning of this new path marked a turning point in Naruto's life. He was no longer just a child struggling with his powers, he was a young man on a quest to understand his divine nature and fulfill his greater purpose. With the unwavering support of his family and his own inner strength, Naruto was prepared to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. The journey was just beginning, and Naruto knew that with each step, he would continue to grow and evolve, driven by the desire to make a positive impact on the world and honor the trust placed in him by those who cared for him. Chapter 1: The Journey to the Mist. The sun rose over the village of Konoha, casting its warm glow on the bustling streets below. The Hokage Tower stood tall and proud, a symbol of the village's strength and resilience. Inside the tower's office, Kushina Uzumaki stood before the third Hokage, receiving her next mission briefing. The Hokage, a man of great wisdom and experience, looked up from his paperwork and met Kushina's gaze. Kushina, I have a special mission for you. There have been reports of increasing unrest in the Land of Water. The situation in the Hidden Mist Village is becoming precarious, and I need you to investigate and assess the situation. Kushina nodded, her expression serious. Understood, Hokage-sama. I'll take care of it. The Hokage's eyes softened as he continued, given the delicate nature of this mission, I think it would be beneficial for Naruto to accompany you. It's an opportunity for him to gain valuable experience and exposure to different aspects of the world. Kushina's eyes brightened at the suggestion. Naruto has been working hard on his training. This could be a valuable experience for him. As the meeting concluded, Kushina left the Hokage Tower and made her way to her home. She found Naruto in the garden, practicing his chakra control exercises. His concentration was intense, his brow furrowed in determination. Hey, Naruto, Kushina called out, approaching him with a warm smile. I have some news for you. Naruto looked up, wiping the sweat from his brow. What's up, Mom? We have a mission, Kushina said, her tone upbeat. We're going to the Hidden Mist Village. The Hokage wants us to investigate some disturbances there. Naruto's eyes widened with excitement. Really? That sounds amazing. I've read about the Hidden Mist Village. It's supposed to be a place full of secrets and powerful ninjas. Kushina nodded. Exactly. It will be a great opportunity for you to see the world beyond Konoha and learn more about different cultures and practices. Are you ready for this? Naruto grinned, enthusiasm evident in his expression. Absolutely. I'm ready for anything. Preparations for the journey began immediately. Kushina and Naruto packed their supplies and ensured they were well prepared for the mission. As they made their way to the village gates, Naruto felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. This would be his first real mission outside of Konoha, and he was eager to prove himself. The journey to the land of water was long and arduous. Kushina and Naruto traveled through dense forests, across rivers, and over rugged terrain. Along the way, Kushina took the opportunity to teach Naruto about different aspects of travel and survival, sharing her wisdom and experience. One evening, as they set up camp by a quiet stream, Naruto sat by the fire, staring into the dancing flames. Kushina joined him, her expression thoughtful. Naruto, this mission is not just about assessing the situation in the hidden mist village. It's also about understanding the broader world and the people in it. Naruto nodded, his gaze fixed on the fire. I understand. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to be a better ninja and make a difference. Kushina placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. You're already on the right path. Remember to keep your heart open and stay true to your values. The world is full of both challenges and opportunities, and how you respond to them will shape who you become. As the days passed, Naruto and Kushina continued their journey, encountering various obstacles and learning more about the world around them. They navigated treacherous terrain, faced unexpected weather changes, and encountered local villagers who shared their stories and experiences. The journey was not without its challenges, but Naruto's determination and Kushina's guidance helped them overcome each hurdle. Naruto began to see the world from a different perspective, gaining insights into the diverse cultures and practices that existed beyond the borders of Konoha. Finally, after several days of travel, they reached the border of the land of water. The landscape was different from what Naruto had seen before, mist-covered mountains, lush greenery, and a sense of mystery that permeated the air. Kushina and Naruto stood at the edge of the hidden mist village, taking in the sight before them. The village was nestled in a valley surrounded by mist-covered mountains, with traditional architecture that hinted at its rich history. This is it, Naruto, Kushina said, her voice filled with anticipation. We're about to enter the hidden mist village. Remember to stay alert and be respectful of their customs. Naruto nodded, his excitement palpable. I'm ready, Mom. Let's go. As they stepped into the village, Naruto felt a sense of wonder and curiosity. The hidden mist village was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The mist created an eerie but captivating atmosphere, and the villagers went about their daily lives with a sense of purpose and resilience. Kushina and Naruto made their way to the village's administration office, where they would meet with the local leaders to discuss the situation. As they walked through the streets, Naruto marveled at the vibrant culture and the unique practices of the hidden mist village. The mission had officially begun, and Naruto was eager to immerse himself in the new experiences and challenges that awaited them. The journey to the hidden mist village was more than just a mission, it was a chance for Naruto to grow, learn, and discover the vast world beyond his own village. Chapter 2, Encounter with Terumi. The hidden mist village emerged from the morning mist, a realm of mystery and tradition nestled in the heart of the land of water. Its unique architecture and the ever-present fog gave the village an ethereal, almost otherworldly appearance. Kushina and Naruto had been in the village for a few days, acclimating themselves to the new environment and gathering information on the unrest that had been reported. As they walked through the bustling streets, Naruto marveled at the sight around him. The villagers moved with purpose, their faces reflecting a mix of determination and unease. Kushina led the way, her keen eyes scanning the surroundings as she followed the directions she had received to meet with the local leaders. Their destination was the village's central administrative building, where the leader of the hidden mist village, Terumi, was known to be dealing with a pressing crisis. The air was thick with tension as they approached the building, and Naruto could sense the weight of the situation. Inside, the atmosphere was charged with urgency. Terumi, the current Mizukage, stood at the center of the room, surrounded by her trusted advisors and a few high-ranking shinobi. She was a striking figure, with her crimson hair and sharp green eyes conveying both strength and grace. Her presence commanded attention, and her aura of authority was palpable. Kushina and Naruto were led to the Mizukage by one of the advisors. As they entered the room, Mei's gaze fell upon them, and her eyes narrowed slightly in curiosity. "Welcome to the Hidden Mist Village," Mei said, her voice calm but with an underlying edge. "I am Mei Terumi, the Mizukage. I assume you are the one sent by Konoha." Kushina stepped forward, offering a respectful bow. "Yes, I'm Kushina Uzumaki, and this is my son, Naruto. We've been tasked with investigating the situation here and offering any assistance we can." Mei's eyes lingered on Naruto, taking in his appearance and the air of quiet confidence that surrounded him. "I see. And what brings you to the heart of our village?" Before Kushina could respond, a loud explosion echoed from outside, followed by the sound of distant battle. Mei's expression hardened, and she turned to her advisors. "It seems our enemies have decided to make their move." Kushina and Naruto exchanged a quick glance. Without hesitation, they followed Mei and her team as they rushed outside. The village square was in chaos, with several masked figures attacking from all directions. The assailants were clearly skilled ninjas, and their goal was to destabilize the village further. Naruto's eyes widened as he took in the scene. He could see the determination in Mei's eyes as she led her forces into the fray. He was both awed and anxious to prove himself. He turned to Kushina, who nodded in encouragement. "Be careful, Naruto. This is a test of your skills." Naruto took a deep breath, channeling his chakra as he prepared to assist. He moved swiftly through the battlefield, his actions precise and controlled. His training had taught him well, but this was his first real combat experience in a foreign environment. As Naruto engaged the enemy, Mei watched from a distance, her eyes tracking his movements. She was impressed by the young ninja's prowess and composure. Despite his youth, Naruto fought with a maturity and skill that were rare among shinobi of his age. He moved with a fluid grace, his attacks both powerful and calculated. One of the attackers targeted Mei directly, attempting to strike her from behind. Naruto, noticing the threat, intervened with swift efficiency. He used his unique abilities to neutralize the attacker, saving Mei from harm. His actions did not go unnoticed. Mei approached Naruto as the battle subsided. Her expression was one of genuine admiration. "You fight well, Naruto. I've rarely seen someone of your age handle themselves with such skill and composure. Your strength and control are impressive." Naruto, slightly out of breath but with a proud smile, nodded. "Thank you, Mizukage. I'm just doing what I've been trained to do." Kushina joined them, her face showing relief and pride. "Naruto has been working hard to control his abilities. I'm glad to see he's made a good impression." Mei's gaze softened as she looked at Kushina. "Your son is a remarkable young man. I can see why he has such a strong support system." The battle's aftermath was filled with a mix of relief and uncertainty. The assailants had been repelled, but the threat was far from over. Mei turned to Kushina and Naruto, her expression thoughtful. "I appreciate your assistance. The Hidden Mist Village is in your debt. Your presence here has already made a significant difference." Kushina smiled. "We're here to help in any way we can. If there's anything else we can do, please let us know." Mei nodded. "I'll keep that in mind. For now, you should rest and prepare. There's more to come, and we'll need all the help we can get." As the sun set over the Hidden Mist Village, the atmosphere remained tense but hopeful. Naruto and Kushina had made a significant impact on their first day, and their presence promised to be a valuable asset in the days to come. Chapter 3: The Battle for the Mist. The Hidden Mist Village had seen many trials over the years, but none as immediate and fierce as the one it now faced. The attackers, a coalition of rogue ninjas and mercenaries, had pushed the village to the brink of collapse. The streets were filled with chaos and destruction, and Terumi, the Mizukage, was determined to protect her people. Naruto and Kushina had spent the previous night strategizing with Mei and her advisors. The plan was to coordinate their forces and mount a defense that could turn the tide of the battle. As the first light of dawn broke over the village, the urgency of the situation became clear. The enemy was regrouping for a new assault, and Mei was ready to act. "Naruto, Kushina," Mei said, her voice steady but urgent. "We're expecting another push soon. We need to hold the line and protect the key points of the village. Your assistance will be invaluable." Naruto nodded, his resolve firm. "We'll do everything we can. I won't let you down." Kushina placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Remember what we've practiced. Stay focused and use your abilities wisely." The three of them took their positions as the first wave of attackers appeared on the horizon. Mei led her elite shinobi to the front lines, her powerful presence rallying the village defenders. Naruto and Kushina moved to the flanks, ready to provide support and respond to any breaches in the defense. As the enemy forces surged forward, the battle began in earnest. Naruto's senses were heightened, his eyes scanning the battlefield for any signs of danger. He could feel the weight of the situation pressing down on him, but he was determined to prove his worth. The first skirmish was chaotic. Naruto found himself facing a group of enemy ninjas who were attempting to break through the village's defenses. With a focused expression, he activated his chakra, his control over it precise and powerful. He summoned a gust of wind that swept through the enemy ranks, scattering them and giving the village defenders a much-needed respite. Kushina fought alongside him, her movements graceful and deadly. Her skills with her chakra were unmatched, and she used them to create barriers and support the defenders. Together, they formed a formidable team, their coordination seamless and efficient. In the midst of the battle, Naruto caught sight of Mei in action. She was a force to be reckoned with, her fiery red hair and green eyes blazing with determination. She fought with a grace and power that was both awe-inspiring and intimidating. Her water jutsu were particularly effective, creating powerful waves and torrents that repelled the enemy forces. As the battle raged on, Naruto noticed Mei occasionally glancing his way. Each time, there was a flicker of recognition and respect in her eyes. He could sense that she was impressed by his abilities, and this only fueled his determination to do his best. The turning point of the battle came when the enemy launched a coordinated assault on the village's central fortifications. The attackers were more organized and dangerous than before, and it quickly became apparent that the village was at risk of being overrun. Mei, recognizing the gravity of the situation, rallied her forces and made a decisive move. She called for a concentrated assault on the enemy's main force, hoping to break their momentum and drive them back. Naruto and Kushina joined her, their combined strength creating a powerful push against the attackers. Naruto's abilities were on full display as he unleashed a series of devastating attacks. His control over his chakra allowed him to create powerful shockwaves and elemental attacks that turned the tide of the battle. He fought with a combination of precision and raw power, his actions reflecting his growth and determination. Mei fought alongside him, her movements synchronized with his as they pressed the attack. The respect between them grew with each passing moment, and Naruto could sense that Mei saw him as a worthy ally. Her admiration was evident in the way she fought by his side, her support and coordination making their efforts even more effective. As the enemy forces began to retreat, the battle reached its climax. The Hidden Mist Village had held its ground, thanks in large part to the efforts of Mei, Naruto, and Kushina. The village defenders, exhausted but triumphant, began to regroup and tend to the aftermath of the battle. Mei approached Naruto and Kushina, her expression a mix of relief and respect. You both fought admirably. Your strength and bravery have made a significant impact on the outcome of this battle. Naruto, still catching his breath, nodded with a smile. Thank you, Mizukage. We were just doing our part. Kushina stepped forward, her pride in Naruto evident. Naruto has been working hard to control his abilities. I'm glad he could contribute to the defense of your village. Mei's gaze softened as she looked at Naruto. You've proven yourself to be an exceptional ninja, Naruto. I'm impressed by your skills and your ability to rise to the occasion. It's clear that you're not just a powerful fighter, but a valuable ally. Naruto's cheeks flushed slightly at the compliment, but he maintained his composure. I'm honored by your words. I've learned a lot from this experience, and I hope to continue growing and improving. As the sun began to set, the Hidden Mist village started the process of recovery. The battle had been fierce, but the village was safe for now. Mei, Naruto, and Kushina stood together, looking out over the village. Thank you for your help, Mei said, her tone sincere. Your assistance has made a difference, and I look forward to working together in the future. Naruto and Kushina exchanged a glance, both recognizing the significance of their role in the battle. The bond between them and Mei had been strengthened through their shared experiences, and Naruto felt a sense of accomplishment and pride. As the evening settled in, the Hidden Mist village began to recover from the battle. The streets, though scarred by the conflict, were filled with a renewed sense of hope and determination. Naruto had proven himself as a formidable ninja and a valuable ally, and the respect he had earned from Mei was a testament to his growth and dedication. Chapter 4: Secrets of the Mizukage. The aftermath of the battle left the Hidden Mist village in a state of exhaustion and recovery. The streets, though scarred by conflict, were alive with a renewed sense of hope and determination. The villagers worked diligently to repair the damage, and the air was filled with a mixture of relief and resolve. Amidst this, Terumi, the Mizukage, took a moment to reflect on the day's events. In the quiet of her office, Mei sat at her desk, her gaze fixed on a map of her village. The light of the setting sun filtered through the windows, casting long shadows across the room. Her expression was thoughtful, a mix of relief and concern etched on her face. The battle had been won, but the cost had been significant, and the future of her village weighed heavily on her mind. Naruto had been assisting with the cleanup and helping the villagers wherever he could. His presence was a welcome one, and he had earned the respect of many through his actions during the battle. Despite his youth, his determination and strength had made a lasting impression on Mei. As the evening approached, Mei decided to take a brief respite. She headed to the garden adjacent to her office, where Naruto was taking a moment to relax. The garden was a peaceful sanctuary, with its lush greenery and the gentle sound of a nearby stream providing a calming backdrop. Naruto looked up as Mei approached, his expression a mix of curiosity and respect. Mizukage, is everything all right? Mei smiled, though there was a hint of weariness in her eyes. Yes, Naruto. I just needed a moment to clear my mind. The battle was intense, and there's still much to be done. Naruto nodded, his gaze thoughtful. I understand. It's been a challenging day for everyone. Mei gestured for Naruto to join her on a nearby bench. As they sat down, she took a deep breath, appreciating the tranquility of the garden. You know, Naruto, I've been thinking a lot about the future of this village. The battle we just fought is a reminder of how fragile peace can be. Naruto listened intently, sensing the weight of Mei's words. Despite his youth, he had developed a keen understanding of the complexities of leadership and the responsibilities that came with it. Sometimes, the battles we fight are not just against enemies but also against our own doubts and fears. It's important to have a vision for the future and to stay true to it. Mei looked at Naruto, surprised by the depth of his insight. You speak with wisdom beyond your years. It's not often that someone so young has such a clear understanding of these matters. Naruto shrugged modestly. I've learned a lot from my experiences. I've seen how important it is to fight not just for victory but for what we believe in. And sometimes, having someone to talk to helps. Mei nodded, her gaze thoughtful. You're right. I've been struggling with doubts about my ability to lead this village. The weight of responsibility is heavy, and I often wonder if I'm doing enough to secure a better future for my people. Naruto's eyes were sincere as he spoke. It's natural to have doubts. What matters is that you care deeply about your village and are willing to make sacrifices for its well-being. That's what makes you a great leader. Mei's expression softened, and she looked at Naruto with a newfound respect. You've shown a remarkable ability to understand the burdens of leadership. I see a lot of potential in you, Naruto. Perhaps, in time, you will play a significant role in shaping the future of the shinobi world. Naruto's cheeks flushed slightly at the compliment, but he maintained his composure. Thank you, Mizukage. I hope to continue learning and growing, and if there's ever anything I can do to help, please let me know. Mei's eyes held a glimmer of appreciation as she regarded Naruto. Your presence has already been a great help. I'm grateful for your support and your perspective. You have a bright future ahead of you, and I believe you will achieve great things. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the garden grew darker, and the stars began to twinkle in the sky. The two of them sat in comfortable silence, their conversation having deepened their connection. Mei felt a sense of reassurance and hope, knowing that someone like Naruto was in her corner. The evening passed peacefully, and as they parted ways, Mei couldn't help but feel that Naruto was more than just a skilled ninja. He was someone with a potential that extended far beyond the battlefield. She knew that their paths would cross again, and she looked forward to seeing the role he would play in the future. Naruto returned to his quarters, feeling a sense of accomplishment and understanding. His conversation with Mei had given him new insights into the nature of leadership and the importance of support and vision. He was eager to continue his journey, knowing that he was making a difference in the world. Chapter 5, Village Defense. The Hidden Mist Village was abuzz with anticipation and concern. The recent skirmishes and political unrest had left the village on high alert, and the threat of a large-scale attack loomed on the horizon. Terumi, ever vigilant, had been preparing for this possibility, but the reality of an imminent assault weighed heavily on her shoulders. The sun was setting, casting an orange glow over the village as the shadows lengthened and the air grew cooler. The villagers, their faces etched with worry and determination, moved quickly to secure their homes and fortify the defenses. Mei, Kushina, and Naruto were at the forefront of these efforts, their presence providing both guidance and reassurance to the people. Naruto, though still a child, had grown remarkably in strength and maturity. His experiences had forged him into a warrior of great potential, and the villagers had come to respect and rely on him. Kushina, by his side, exuded a sense of calm and authority, her protective nature a beacon of hope for the villagers. As night fell, the sky darkened, and the first signs of the enemy's advance became visible. The enemy forces, a coalition of rogue ninjas and mercenaries, approached with a determined and menacing aura. Their goal was clear: to seize control of the Hidden Mist Village and overthrow Mei's leadership. Mei stood at the edge of the village, her gaze focused and unwavering. Beside her, Naruto and Kushina prepared for battle, their senses heightened and their resolve firm. The three of them had developed a strong bond during their time together, and their shared purpose only strengthened their commitment to the village and each other. Remember, we need to protect the village at all costs, Mei said, her voice steady despite the tension. Our priority is to ensure the safety of the villagers and drive these attackers back. Naruto nodded, his eyes reflecting a fierce determination. We won't let them take anything from this village. I'll do whatever it takes to protect it. Kushina placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. We're in this together. Stick to the plan and keep your wits about you. We'll show them the strength of our resolve. The enemy forces were now within range, their dark silhouettes moving ominously against the backdrop of the night sky. The clash began with a series of explosive attacks, and the village's defenses were soon engaged in a fierce battle. Naruto sprang into action, his movements fluid and precise. His control over his godlike powers was evident as he unleashed a series of powerful jutsu, creating barriers and launching attacks that pushed back the enemy forces. His skill and bravery were on full display, and the villagers watched in awe as he fought with a level of strength and maturity that belied his years. Kushina fought alongside him, her fierce combat skills and unwavering determination complementing Naruto's efforts. Together, they formed an unbreakable front, their actions a testament to their commitment to protecting the village. Mei, with her own formidable abilities, orchestrated the defense, coordinating the village's forces and directing their efforts to repel the invaders. As the battle raged on, Naruto found himself facing the enemy leader, a formidable figure who sought to break through the village's defenses. The clash between them was intense, a battle of wills and strength that pushed Naruto to his limits. Despite the pressure, he remained resolute, driven by his desire to protect the village and those he cared about. In the midst of the chaos, Naruto's powers flared brightly, his energy creating a protective barrier around Mei and the villagers. His strength was a beacon of hope, and his actions inspired those around him to fight with renewed vigor. The tide of the battle began to turn as Naruto, Kushina, and Mei coordinated their efforts. The enemy forces, overwhelmed by the combined strength of the village's defenders, began to retreat. Their leader, realizing the futility of their assault, fell back, his forces following suit. The battle subsided, and the village began to settle into a cautious peace. The villagers, though exhausted, were filled with a sense of relief and gratitude. They had withstood the attack, and their defenders had proven their strength and dedication. Mei approached Naruto and Kushina, her expression a mixture of exhaustion and admiration. You both fought incredibly well. The village owes you a great debt of gratitude. Naruto, breathing heavily but smiling with pride, nodded. We couldn't have done it without each other. Everyone worked together to protect the village. Kushina, her eyes shining with pride and relief, added, We're a team. That's what makes us strong. Mei's gaze softened as she looked at Naruto. Your bravery and skill have proven invaluable. I see now that you're more than just a powerful ninja, you're a true protector. Your future is bright, and I'm grateful to have you on our side. Naruto felt a deep sense of fulfillment and connection. The battle had tested his abilities and his resolve, and he had emerged stronger for it. The bond he shared with Mei and Kushina had only grown stronger, and he felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. As the night wore on and the village began to recover, Naruto, Kushina, and Mei stood together, their shared experiences having forged a deeper bond between them. They knew that the future held more challenges, but they faced it with a sense of unity and strength that would carry them through. The battle had been a pivotal moment in their journey, and it had solidified their commitment to protecting the village and each other. With a newfound confidence and a strengthened resolve, they looked forward to the future, knowing that together, they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 6, Returning Home. The journey back to Konoha was serene, the landscape a comforting contrast to the harsh terrain of the hidden mist village. As Naruto and Kushina approached the village gates, the familiar sights and sounds of home brought a sense of relief to Naruto. Yet, his mind was occupied with the recent events and the profound realizations that had accompanied them. Kushina walked beside him, her presence a steady source of support. She could see the transformation in Naruto, his usual exuberance tempered with a newfound depth of thought. She knew that the mission had been more than just a simple task, it had been a significant step in Naruto's growth. I've been thinking a lot, Naruto began, breaking the silence between them. About everything we've done in the hidden mist and what it means for the future. Kushina glanced at him, her expression attentive. And what have you concluded? Naruto took a deep breath, his gaze fixed on the village ahead. "I've come to realize that my power isn't just a weapon for battle. It's a tool that I can use to protect others and build alliances. It can help me make a difference in ways I hadn't fully understood before." Kushina smiled softly, pride evident in her eyes. "That's a significant realization. Your strength is indeed formidable, but it's your wisdom and compassion that will truly define your role in the world." As they crossed the village threshold, Naruto's heart swelled with a mixture of anticipation and resolve. Konoha's warm and welcoming atmosphere was a stark contrast to the tension he had felt in the hidden mist. The villagers greeted them with smiles and nods, their recognition of Naruto's achievements adding to his growing sense of purpose. Kushina led the way to their home, and Naruto followed, his thoughts racing. The mission had not only tested his abilities but also opened his eyes to the potential his power held for positive change. He reflected on his interactions with Mai Terumi and the impact of their time together. Mei's strength, her dedication to her village, and her vision for a better future had deeply inspired Naruto. He had seen her struggle and her triumphs, and he admired her more than he had anticipated. The bond they had formed during their mission was more than just professional, it was the beginning of something meaningful. Entering their home, Kushina turned to Naruto with a reassuring look. "You've made great strides, Naruto. Your journey is far from over, but you've taken important steps towards understanding your role in this world." Naruto nodded, feeling a sense of gratitude. "I understand now. My power can be a force for good, not just in battles but in fostering peace and forging strong alliances. I want to use it to build something lasting, to help those around me, and to honor the connections I've made." Kushina's eyes softened. "You've always had the potential for greatness, Naruto. What matters now is how you choose to wield that potential. The future holds many challenges, but with your determination and the support of those who care for you, I believe you can achieve great things." Naruto's gaze shifted to the horizon, where the sun was setting, casting a warm glow over Konoha. The thought of Mai Terumi and their shared experiences lingered in his mind. He was determined to continue growing, to build on the lessons he had learned, and to honor the relationships that had become so important to him. As night fell, Naruto and Kushina settled into their routine, preparing for the days ahead. The village, bathed in the gentle light of the moon, seemed to promise new beginnings and opportunities. Naruto felt a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of his role in the world. His reflections on the mission and his interactions with Mai had solidified his resolve. He knew that his path was not just about personal strength but about using that strength to foster peace and build a better future. The support of Kushina, Mikoto, and Mai was a guiding light, and he was ready to embrace the challenges that lay ahead. With a determined heart and a clear vision, Naruto prepared himself for the journey to come. The connections he had made, the lessons he had learned, and the responsibilities he had accepted were all part of the path he was destined to walk. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Naruto felt a sense of readiness and hope for the future.